Hi, it's Pastor Paul Anderson here at the Fountain of Raleigh Fellowship, where we believe God's blessings never stop flowing. It is Marvelous Monday. Aren't you happy how God has blessed us, brought us through the weekend, and has done powerful and wonderful things in all of our lives? And for that, we're glad. God has been keeping us all as we've gone through these days of COVID-19. Unfortunately so, we've had so many people to perish, more than 500,000. But we thank God that the vaccination is out there, and we hope and pray that all of you will please get your vaccination. Please know your group that you fall within in your category and get your shot done as soon as possible so we can get back to some semblance of what we called our day-to-day norms. But I believe that God wants us to modify some of the things that we've done to do it a little bit better than we've ever done it before. And that is by putting our faith and our trust in Him. Let's put our faith and trust in God and see what God has for us in His Word today. In the book of Exodus, the 15th chapter, verses 22 through 27 from the New Living Translation, we find the passage of Moses. This is a very powerful text. It's where Moses has led the children of Israel out of Egyptian captivity. They now have crossed the Red Sea. They moved into the desert of Shur, and now God is blessing them and doing great things in their lives. But they have some temporary inconveniences. And because of that, they begin to act bitter and do powerful things by way of complaining. It lets us see in the text that they were in the desert for about 3 days without any water. It was then that a big complaint came up from the people. You know how it is. Whenever you're in leadership and when turbulent times come, there's always a complaint from the people. As the complaint is that Moses, we have left Egypt. We followed you out here, failing to remember that they have followed God, who was leading them through and by Moses. They get to this point that they say, Moses, here we are. We're in this region whereby there's no water. We need some water. So the text lets us see that the water was too bitter for them to drink. They said, this is horrible water. It's the place that's called Morai. It means bitter. Now, they're bitter for a couple reasons. The water is bitter because they are bitter towards Moses. They're bitter towards God. They're bitter towards their contemporary situation. Have you ever noticed that sometimes everything you see, you say, and you do tastes and feels like how you feel in your mind? It's amazing. Some of us feel like we're in bitter moments of our lives because we've made ourselves to believe it. The water was bitter for them, and it's called a bitter place for them. So Moses goes before God. Moses takes his brother Aaron with him. They fall on their faces. They go to the temple. They say, God, what shall I do? The people are being bitter. This is a bitter experience. They want fresh water. So God tells Moses, Moses, this is what I want you to do. I want you to let the people know that they will get water. So Moses does what God has asked him to do. And now Moses is at a place where God begins to share with him, I will give them fresh water. I need you to be obedient. Oh, we need to pause right there. Some of us, our lives might not be as bitter as they are if we just learn to enjoy the freshness of God's presence, God's ever-flowing water. You know, here at our fellowship, we call it the fountain. We say where the blessings never stop flowing. We believe that God's blessings are always flowing in our lives, and God's water of His Spirit should always be flowing in all of our lives. So when we get to moments that are bitter, we must understand that this bitterness might be based upon our spiritual condition more so than our geographical and our physiological situation. Too oftentimes we forget it's because of our bitterness. Things seem to be bitter. Everything we taste bitter. Everything we see has a bitter taste and feel to us. But it's when we decide we want to see and know God and to know Him in the freshness of what He has for us, then all of our lives will be transformed. My brothers and sisters, I hope and pray today that you would make sure that you're getting that fresh flow of God's water every day, because God wants to do great and marvelous things in and through your life. God bless you. We'll look forward to seeing you on tomorrow. Have a great day.
To sow a seed to the Fountain of Raleigh Fellowship, visit our newly redesigned website, thefountainofraleigh.org, and select Sow a Seed from the homepage. Also, giving has been made easier with the new Fountain of Raleigh app, available now in the Apple App Store and Google Play Store. Download today, select Giving from the main menu, and then follow the directions to complete your giving through Subsplash.
Thank you so very much for all of your gifts and donations that you've given to the Fountain of Raleigh Fellowship. We thank you for what you've done in the past, what you're currently doing, and what you will do in the future. Your gifts and donations helps us to spread the gospel of Jesus Christ, not only locally, but throughout the world. Thank you again for your gifts, and may God continue to richly bless you. It is here at the Fountain that we believe that we are exceedingly and abundantly blessed, and may you receive those blessings that God has in store for you.